class. How are y'all today?
Good.
Good. Today we are going to be reading a very special book, and the title of it is Where the Wild Things Are. It is one of my very favorite books, and I'm excited to read it with y'all and to share it with y'all. So, from the cover of this book, what do we think this book is going to be about?
Monsters.
Good job.
Jungle.
Yes, it does look like a jungle.
Trees.
Trees, yes, those are some tall trees there. Now, what does this look like?
A sailboat.
Very good. Yes, that is a sailboat. Maybe that's going to be in our story as well. Now, before we read this book, I want to play a little game with y'all. And the title of it is I Have, Who Has. Now, what we're going to do is it's sight words that y'all have been going over through this school year. And it's words that y'all know very well and by sight. So this is going to help with your fluency of your reading. Now, who has the green card?
I do.
Heath. Okay, you're going to start first, and your green card says, I have Cat, who has Tug. So whoever has Tug needs to be listening, because you're going to be next. So you're going to make sure that you have to listen at all times, and listen for your next word. And once we get to the red card, which who has that one?
I do.
I do. Carla, you have it. You're going to say, stop, we're done. And I'm going to stop my timer, which is when I'm going to set it when the green card starts. And tomorrow, we're going to try to beat the time that we make today. And I'm going to put it on the whiteboard so then we can keep getting better and better with these cards. So, Heath, will you begin, please?
I have Cat, who has Tug.
I have Tug, who has Ham.
I have Ham, who has Fan. I have Fan, who has Hat.
I have Hat, who has Sit.
I have Sit, who has Pan.
I have Pan, who has Hug.
I have Hug, who has Sat. I have Sat, who has Fit.
I have Fit, who has Tap.
I have Tap, who has Pen.
I have Pen, who has Tan.
I have Tan, who has Mat. I have Mat, who has Kit.
I have Kit, who has Pat.
I have Pat, who has Fin. I have Fin, who has Van.
I have Van, who has Can.
I have Can, who has Dog.
I have Dog, who has Tin.
I have Tin, who has Jam.
I have Jam, who has Bug.
I have Bug, who has Lap.
I have Lap, who has Mug.
I have Mug, who has Hog.
I have Hog, who has Nap.
I have Nat, who has Pit.
I have Pit. We can stop. We're finished.
Good job. Y'all finished that in 1 minute and 28 seconds. I'm going to put that on our board so we can try to beat it tomorrow. And the way this is going to be helping the fluency of our reading. That is very good. Okay, so now we're going to start reading the book. And the vocabulary words that we're going to be looking for are rumpus and gnash. These are 2 words that we're going to go over afterwards. So make sure that you're listening for those words, okay? Where the Wild Things Are, story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. The Nightmax wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. So, what do we think that the word mischief might mean?
Trouble.
Trouble, yes, that's a good one. What else?
Acting up.
He is acting up. That is very good, Heath. Yes, because he is carrying a fork while running after his dog. We don't need to do that, right? Do we cause mischief sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So So he was sent to bed without eating anything. So if we go to bed without eating, are we hungry? Yes. And that very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the wall became the world all around. Do you see the forest?
Looks like
Yes.
a jungle.
It does look like a jungle. Good job. And an ocean tumbled up with a private boat for Max. And he sailed off through the night and day. Look, there's the boat, Lakin, that you saw.
Cool.
It's Max's private boat. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. So, do we think that this might be a wild thing?
Looks
Yes.
like a sea monster.
It does look like a sea monster. Does Max look scared in this picture?
Yes.
Yes, Max looks very scared in this picture. Would you be scared?
Yes.
Yes. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. Everyone gnash your teeth. Grind them together. That is what the word gnash means, to grind your teeth. And rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with their magic look of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild things of them all. So was Max actually scared of the monsters?
No.
Not anymore, right? Would you have been scared?
Yeah.
Yes, you would have been scared of the monsters. Would you have tried to tame them? Maybe you might have tried to tame them. And made him king of all the wild things. Look, Max has a crown now, so he is king of the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. So, we're fixing to see the word rumpus in the next few pictures. So y'all can look for what might look like noise or chaos and see what it looks like. So here's the wild things, and they're jumping. And what does Max look like he's doing? He does have his mouth
is
open,
open.
Carly. Good job.
It looks like they're howling at the moon.
Oh, that is very good. Yes, because the moon's right there. It does. Does that look noisy to you? Do you think that's noisy? And maybe
Yes.
chaotic?
Yes.
Maybe
they're playing.
Right, maybe a little bit of ruckus. Good job. Now what are they doing?
Hanging from the trees.
Good job. Yes, they're hanging from the trees. Max looks like he's happy as he can be. And there it is again. Look, there's Max riding on a wild thing. Those wild things don't look scary at all, do they?
No.
Smiling.
They are smiling. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be somewhere to be with someone that loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. Why do you think he smelled something good?
He was hungry.
He was hungry because he got sent away, right? He got sent to his room without food. Do you think he might smell something from his house?
His mom's cooking supper.
Very good, Carla. Good job. So he might smell that. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. So gnash your teeth, class. Grrr. And rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. So, from the looks of this, do we think that his supper might be cold or hot?
Cold.
Cold. Why do we think it might be cold?
'cause
He's
he went
been
to
on the-
sleep
in the
without
jungle.
supper.
Good, he did go to sleep without supper, and he's been on a travel, right? He's
Yes.
been on a quite an adventure, and it was still hot. The end. So why do we think that his food, that Max's food, was still hot?
Maybe he was dreaming.
Maybe it was a dream. Good job, Lakin. So do we have dreams like Max's had dreams?
Yes.
Yes, we dream about things as well as Max. So now we are going to go over our vocabulary words that were in this book. One of the words was rumpus and the other was gnash. Now class, what did we do for the word gnash?
We
Grrr.
grinded our teeth.
We did grind our teeth. Good job. Now with this, we are going to make a web. It's called a vocabulary web. And what we're going to do is write 2 synonyms and an antonym for each vocabulary word. Now, what is a synonym? Do we know? We learned this in class last week.
It means the same word.
Good job. It means the same meaning of a word. Yes, correct. Good job. Now, what does antonym mean?
Different meaning.
Good job. It means a different. Very good.
Opposite.
The opposite. That's better. Good job. Now, we are going to start with rumpus, which we said is compared to noise and chaos. What is one word that is a synonym for that? Carla? For rumpus.
Loud.
Loud. Good job. And why do we think that was Max's mouth wide open yelling?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, what is another synonym for rumpus? Heath?
Wild.
Wild. Yes, that's a very good one. That is in the title of our story. Good job. Now, what is one antonym? Lakin?
Quiet.
Quiet. Very good. So when you think of rumpus, you don't think of quiet, do you?
No.
No. Okay, now we're going to go to gnash. Gnashing our teeth. We did that already. So can someone tell me one synonym?
Grind.
Grind. Good job. Okay, one more synonym is what we need. Carla?
Mash.
Mash. Good job. Okay, now one more antonym. We need one antonym. Can you think of one, Heath?
Open.
Open. Good job. That is very good. So those are 2 vocabulary words that we now know because of the book Where the Wild Things Are. Thank you, class.